Exeter is one of the healthiest places to live in the country. However, that masks the fact that in some of our local areas, people have health outcomes that are among some of the worst in the country. Wellbeing Exeter is a system of community development activities happening right across the city and also in the neighbouring new town of Cranbrook. It's got three constituent parts. The first one is what we call connecting, and this is one-to-one work with individuals where people are supported to focus on the things that matter most to them in their own lives, to achieve goals that they set for themselves and to connect them better into neighbours and community.
So I had my first session with Chris, we connected over the music straight away. That was great for me because it's a really useful initial connection with him that we've explored, and he's helping me learn this song for my mum's wedding, and I'm really looking forward to doing it, and it's nice to actually feel confident in my voice again.
You're just too good to be true. I can't take my eyes off of you.
So our role is connecting people, signposting them, trying to help them to connect with their local communities, trying to find activities that will give them fulfilment. So you have to get to know the people you're working with first, get to know what makes them tick, get to know what they would like to do. I picked out from our first meeting was he was interested in music, and that had been cut off from him by his diagnosis.
Bearing in mind I spent 3 years seeing maybe one person a month. It's a profound change that has really brought a bit of that old me back. I'm reconnecting with my music. I have a love for something again. I have a passion again. And I have people in my life that I enjoy spending time with. I feel like I can have a life again.
Now that I've found you, stay and let me love you, baby. Let me love you. You're just too good to be true.
There you go.
That's fun to perform that one. I enjoy that. I really do.
There's somebody comes and calls for me. I don't see anybody during the day. But since I met Susie, it's helped a lot. Anybody want a lift?
So we spend a lot of time just like, sort of going out and about and just sort of, having a coffee, looking at his local area and what sort of groups there might be around there. Sometimes it's very, very small steps to encourage someone to attend something for the first time, to venture somewhere new, to push out of their comfort zone that little bit. And that, once they've done that once or twice, that can make a big difference.
Community connecting is linked to community building. And this is activity in every locality across the city whereby people are encouraged to take action together to address the things that matter most to them in the areas that they live.
When I first came, you wouldn't see anyone outside. They were all shut in their flats. So actually to see them come into this room and interact together and have a laugh and a joke, it is heartwarming.
It's such a social event for me because I look forward to coming. I feel happy. It gives me a lot of pleasure.
And the community building provides the social networks that individuals can connect into. In the third part of Wellbeing Exeter is physical activity organisers who work with individuals to help them overcome their barriers to moving more, but they also build. So they develop activities in communities, bring people together and support groups to design and run and participate in physical activity in the way that matters most to them.
Wellness can mean so many different things, that people feel comfortable, that they feel safe, that they feel part of society, that they're not marginalised and that they're not scared.
It's all about then kind of improving the well-being and supporting those individuals to thrive, those places to thrive as well. And that kind of connectedness we know that improves people's outcomes.
Inclusive Exeter is working with Wellbeing Exeter, and they are like a kind of partnership. Inclusive Exeter is actually like helping people. Simple way is helping people to take you out from their home and take you out from their loneliness and become a part of the community.
The whole objective is for people to have better access to activities and events that make their lives much more fulfilling. Let's face it, there's a lot of families that are, this isn't to do with diversity. We've got struggling families that have always lived in England, and you know, we've seen a rise in food banks, we've seen a rise in community kitchens, we've seen a rise in soup kitchens. So I think Inclusive Exeter actually has given me the opportunity to really reach out and help a lot of vulnerable individuals and vulnerable families.
Connection helps an individual with their own well-being. So by default, that has to help within a community, doesn't it? Because if it's good for one, it's good for all.
And Wellbeing Exeter is one of the most successful programmes that there is in terms of getting people active, in terms of encouraging people to improve their lifestyles. So the people they work with health inequalities, if they can't be helped through physical activity, they can be helped in a number of other ways, whether that's through a community connector or a community builder.
We all know, certainly at Exeter City Community Trust, how important it is to be socially interactive with other people. If you are isolated or lonely, or you are inside for long periods of time, even just to take part in small bits of informal activity and bringing people together, you can see huge health benefits that will then benefit all parts of the city.
Social isolation is one of the key things which drives physical and mental health inequalities, and that's what we have often seen in general practice, those inequalities. And if we can try and encourage and help people to become more connected within the community, then that's going to improve their well-being and by default improve their physical and mental health.
Every month we're getting 64, 65 referrals on average from the GP surgery at the moment, and we know that that's relieving pressure on the local GP services, which at the moment is really essential for the NHS. And long term, obviously that has an impact in terms of the amount of money that the NHS will spend on future operations or doctor's appointments, and if we can free that time up, then I think we're doing our job really well.
So Wellbeing Exeter is almost unique, I think, because you've got NHS funding originally, you've got Sport England coming in there, you've got a county council, you've got a city council, you've got amazing delivery teams that are based not within one of those sort of statutory organisations which would normally be the model, but hosted by a voluntary community sector organisation. So it kind of brings together the best of all the resources of all those organisations, and that allied with the individual brilliance of some of the lead practitioners in this area and the ideas that they've had to bring this together. So we've got actually a real system change moment going on here.
CoLab is a multi-agency wellbeing hub in the heart of the city. What CoLab offers is the opportunity to be innovative in its approach to alliance models. So an alliance means enabling people to put aside their competing agendas, come together for one common goal, which is, in this case, is to address the entrenched inequalities that we see in Exeter and enable it to be a flourishing, inclusive city.
Wellbeing Exeter is the means by which we ensure that as the city grows, that it grows in an inclusive way, so that every member of the city, every resident, has the same opportunities to excel and take advantage of all of the great things that happen in the city, with the aim of trying to make sure that nobody or no community gets left behind.
Significant evidence now that tells us that actually if we invest in communities, individuals and communities, to build their social capital, then the city itself will flourish and actually their economy thrives as well.
You know, this is our Exeter 2040 vision. We want to be the most active city in the country. We want to be an analytical city. We want to be an inclusive city. We want to build a great cultural offering. And some of these things, they're not achievable by the standard practices. If you just leave a county or a city council or a voluntary sector or private business, they're not going to come together and achieve these goals individually. So that's where Wellbeing Exeter is the key foundation for this, that we can build on, so that it brings people together to work in partnership, to collaborate, share ideas and best practice, and really drive us forward so that Exeter can go from a city that was surviving in COVID to a city that thrives in the future.
Wellbeing Exeter is ready to build on its impressive successes to date. We are now developing a new model for the future, and we're looking for funding partners to join Wellbeing Exeter. Please get in touch with us and find out how you can be part of the next stage of Wellbeing Exeter. Thank you.